The, the academic procession is about to enter the convocation hall. The candidates and invitees are requested to rise and keep standing till members in the procession take their seats. Now I request the esteemed dignitaries, candidates and invitees to rise for the Kulgeet University Anthem of Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla.
योगः करं सुकौशलम् योगः करं सुकौशलम् हिमाचल प्रदेश राष्ट्र विधि विश्वविद्यालय विश्व गुरु बनना है क्यों न गुरूर करें हिमालय से ऊंचा मस्तक जिसका दूरदर्शिता आसमान की परतें चिरे हवाएं झूम झूम नाम ले जिसका बर्फ कोमलता में दृढ़ता वीर बने, कानूनी मदद का दरिया बहा, वाद विवाद प्रतिद्वंदी बने, के आंचल से चुरा सफेदी, चलाओ न्यायालय संस्कारों से, मिटाए अन्याय श्वेत श्याम वर्दी, ख्याति बढ़े देवभूमि की जिससे, न्याय की देवी का रूप सजा जहां, स्थापित करे सिंहासन सुनहरा, कुंदन बन संवरे विद्यार्थी यहाँ, सारे जग में एक हो नारा, हिमाचल प्रदेश राष्ट्र विधि विश्वविद्यालय, विश्व गुरु बनना है क्यों ना गुरूर करें।
Thank you all. Now I request and invite Vice Chancellor to deliver the welcome address and to present the report of the university. Supreme Court of India and the visitor HPNLU Shimla and Mrs. Asha Khanna. Honorable Mr. Justice V. Rama Subramanian, Judge Supreme Court of India, former Chancellor of the University and Honorable Member of the Governing Council of the University. Honorable Mr. Justice Amjad A. Syed, Chief Justice, High Court of Himachal Pradesh and Chancellor of Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, and Mrs. Shabnam Syed. Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, former Judge Supreme Court of India, and Mrs. Poonam Gupta. Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmed Mir, former Chief Justice, High Court of Himachal Pradesh, and former Chancellor of HPNLU Shimla, and Mrs. Nagina Ara. Honorable sitting and former judges of Honorable High Court of Himachal Pradesh and their esteemed spouses. Honorable Mr. Justice C.V. Barwalia, Lokayukta, Himachal Pradesh, and Mrs. Kumkum Barwalia. Esteemed Advocate General, State of Himachal Pradesh, and Member Governing Council, HPNLU Shimla. Honorable members of the Governing Council, Executive Council, Finance Committee, and Academic Council of the University. Honorable Vice Chancellors of sister institutions, judges from the District Judiciary, dignitaries from the Government of Himachal Pradesh and District Administration. Esteemed members of the Bar, sponsors of different matters, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, print and electronic media, dear students and parents and all other invitees. On behalf of Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, I extend a very warm and hearty welcome to everyone on the occasion of first convocation of Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla. We welcome and are indeed grateful to Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Judge Supreme Court of India and visitor HPNLU Shimla, who despite his busy schedule agreed to preside over and to deliver the convocation address in the first convocation of Himachal Pradesh National Law University. Being a poet by heart, not a better welcome. आज किसी बगिया से फूलों जैसे शब्द तोड़ लाऊं, आज किसी बगिया से फूलों जैसे शब्द तोड़ लाऊं, फिर एक एक शब्द पिरो अतिथि देवो भवा की माला पिरो लाऊं. And
In the poetic rhythm only I translate, let me pluck the flowers of words from a garden. Let me present the welcome note as a garland. न्याय तो सर्वशक्तिमान की शक्ति का संयमित रूप है। न्याय तो सर्वशक्तिमान की शक्ति का संयमित रूप है। फिर आज उपस्थित सभी न्यायमूर्ति भगवान का स्वरूप हैं। Justice is the reflection of the power of Almighty. The judges present today are images of super soul, very mighty. Today is very auspicious day for HPNLU Shimla, as Almighty has blessed us and bestowed upon us the wisdom to hold this first convocation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to reap the hard work and dedication of our faculty members through acknowledgement and recognition of the achievement and hard work of our students who have already crossed the threshold of the secured environment of this temple of learning and have entered into a new phase of life. Each one of us present here, including the dignitaries, will feel proud of our students. The Himachal Pradesh National University was established by an act of the state legislature in the year 2016. This university aims to emerge as a leading world-class law university that creates and disseminates knowledge, upholding the highest standards of instructions in the field of law, along with academic excellence and skills. The university curriculum is formulated at par with the best law schools and law universities across the globe that may be best suited to serve the legal system, administration of justice, and to serve best the society, the nation, and the world. The university started functioning from 5th of October 2016. The university joined CLAT consortium from the academic session 2019-2020, located in the geographical terrains of Himalayas. This university is the best place for study and development of the students. Perhaps climatic conditions and environmental privileges of its location makes the university one of the most sought after law education institutions within 6 years of its coming into existence. This institution has attracted excellent set of teachers from all over India. The university is committed to provide interdisciplinary legal education through experiential learning. A lot has happened between the time span of these 6 years since the establishment of the university. The foundation of the university was laid in the year 2016. The university and students started growing together, moving ahead, and celebrating small successes. In 2020, the world went into a lockdown for nearly 2 years. These 2 years were a period of despair, but with the blessings of Almighty, now the pandemic is over and we are back to the warmth of human contact, meeting in person and moving ahead for the further journey of life and livelihood, aspirations and dreams. The university, when established, was located in the Himachal Pradesh Judicial Academy complex. We express our heartfelt gratitude towards the Honorable High Court of Himachal Pradesh for accommodating us in the Himachal Pradesh Judicial Academy complex. We have a note of appreciation for the acknowledgement of the brave soldiers of initial batches of students who courageously spent every moment of struggle. The university shifted to its own campus on 28th of June 2019. We started with one administrative block which was utilized for administrative as well as academic purposes. Our hearts become larger and we grow taller when we heartily feel indebted to Honorable Chancellors, Honorable Judges, Government of Himachal Pradesh, officials of HPPWD, our teaching and non-teaching staff, that now we have Kautilya Administrative Block, Brihaspati Academic Block, and one girls' hostel, Rishika Maitre. From time to time, the HPNLU has been organizing various events such as seminars, national and international conferences, workshops, training programs, special lectures, colloquiums on the issues of contemporary relevance, faculty development programs, capacity building programs, and so on. And list is very long, but I can just inform that we have so many special lectures, and these lectures were delivered by the academicians par excellence, honorable judges of the Supreme Court, honorable judges of the High Court, and other eminent speakers. And I must inform that our first annual lecture series, We Are Krishna Annual Law Lecture Series, was delivered by Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant in the month of May this year only. We have number of programs, number of international conferences were conducted in collaboration with other leading institutions as well as individually by the university. Every year, the Constitution Day celebrations have seen the presence of Honorable Chancellors, Honorable Judges of the High Court, Advocate General, many learned Vice Chancellors. Similarly, Human Days drives have been celebrated in collaboration with the Prison Administration Sudhar Greh, Kanda, Shimla, and Institution of Correctional Administration, Chandigarh. His Excellency Shri Bandaru Dattatreya, at that time the Governor, was the chief guest in one of the programs. Number of conferences, number of programs in our capacity building programs, there were academicians par excellence from throughout the country. We organized many functions, many competitions for our students. 3 national moot court competitions, 2 were offline and one was recently conducted, 2 were online, one recently conducted offline, and 4th was the insolvency moot. Apart from that, our students, they have brought many laurels for the university. They have won many moot court competitions, and the university has also made efforts for getting the scholarships from different sources for our students. The Himachal Pradesh National Law University also entered into 24 MOUs with leading institutions and organizations. HPNLU is conscious of its social responsibility. The university has adopted 4 nearby villages, namely Ghandal, Shakra, Manati, and Shalok, for their social upliftment and legal literacy. The university, through its legal aid project, has provided a legal awareness and even financial literacy. University also organized medical camp for the villagers. The university has a rich library which is the soul of the university. We also ensure optimum use of information communication technology in teaching and learning processes. Research is mind and soul of the university. Ladies and gentlemen, we lay special emphasis on research in HPNLU Shimla. We have 12 research centers. It's a matter of pride that the university publishes 2 research journals. One of the journals is in the UGC tier list. The university has also published a book. Some of the teachers have also completed their sponsored research projects. The university has been granted one major research project titled Role of Pro Bono Lawyering in Ensuring Access to Justice, a study with special reference to states of Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Union Territories of Chandigarh and Jammu and Kashmir, sponsored by Department of Justice, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India. One of the 2 centers, Center for Comparative Public Law and Center for Environment and Disaster Management, have also undertaken 2 projects. So far, our university has produced 1 PhD scholar who is going to receive degree in this convocation only. In this first convocation, the university is really honored to award honoris causa degrees of Doctor of Philosophy in Law upon Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India in absentia. Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, former Judge Supreme Court of India. And Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmed Mir, former Chief Justice of High Court of Himachal Pradesh. The university will be awarding degrees to 109 students of BA LLB batches of 2016 and 2017, 48 students of BBA LLB batch of 2017, 108 LLM students of the batches of 2017, 2018, 2019 and 2020, and one PhD scholar of the batch of 2017. 190 students are present today to receive degrees in person. The university will also be awarding 16 gold medals and 2 cash prizes for students for their outstanding achievements. Out of 6 Vice Chancellor's gold medals, 4 gold medals will be awarded to the overall toppers of post-graduation program of the batches of 2017 to 2020. 2 gold medals will be awarded to overall topper of undergraduate program of the batches of 2016 and 2017. 2 Chancellor's gold medals will be awarded to the toppers among Himachal Pradesh domiciled students of undergraduate program of the batches of the 2016 and 2017. 2 Dr. Ashutosh gold medals will be awarded to overall female student topper of undergraduate program of the batches of 2016 and 2017. 2 Sri Shyam Sundar Goyal Memorial Gold Medal will be awarded to the toppers of UG program of the batches of 2016 and 2017. 2 Honorable Mr. Justice Dharam Pal Sood Gold Medal will be awarded for exemplary academic performance in Constitutional Law undergraduate program of the batches of 2016 and 2017. 2 KK Luthra Memorial Gold Medals in Criminal Law will be awarded for subject toppers in Criminal Law in undergraduate programs of the batches of 2016 and 2017. 2 fellowship prizes, namely Chancellor's Fellowship Prize of Rs 10,000 each shall be awarded to the topper in undergraduate program from the candidates of the Himachal Pradesh state from the batches of 2016 and 17. Our congratulations to all the recipients of degree and medals. Special congratulations to their proud parents. Dear students, before I share your joys, I want to recite a mantra from Rig Veda. Om Vishwani Dev Savit Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asu. We may have faith in any religion, but the meaning of this mantra has significance for humanity. It means, oh, kind creator of this universe and all comforts of life, I pray to you to take away all my bad qualities, bad habits, and sorrows. Being a teacher, I preach what I practice. Ano bhadra kato yantu vishwata. It means let noble thoughts come to me from all directions. Holy Quran so sacredly bestows upon us the treasure of knowledge. We have to learn from its knowledge that the best gift from a father to his child is education and upbringing. Knowledge cannot be acquired with sloth. If anyone acquires knowledge of things which are pleasing to God, but acquires it only to get some worldly advantage, he will not experience the scent of paradise. Holy Bible also emphatically says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Winston Churchill, in his wisdom, stated, the first duty of a university is to teach wisdom, not trade, character, not technicalities. We in the university try to spread these values of wisdom to the students. I know, my dear students, you are in a hurry to climb up the ladder of success. It is an open secret how important the pay packages are for us. Still, I would say, Amritatasya tu nashasti vitel. Immortality cannot be achieved by wealth. Worldly pleasure may be purchased with money, but wisdom, contentment, grace, knowledge, and peace of mind can never be purchased. I pray for all of you that you may reach the pinnacle of glory. I should not be limit for you, but again I would cite a beautiful shloka. Gunai uttamtam yati na uchai asan sansita prasad shikhar sto api kaka kim varunayate. It means greatness comes from good qualities and not from a high position. A crow doesn't become a Garuda, the chief of the feathers race, just by sitting on the top of a palace. Again, I'll say I'm a poet by heart, and I'll conclude with my own words and translation in the poetic rhythm only. दीक्षा का अंत नहीं है दीक्षांत समारोह. दीक्षा का अंत नहीं है दीक्षांत समारोह, अभी तो आरोहण है आसमां से भी आगे. Convocation is not the end of your learning day. You have to go beyond the sky and the last ray. पंच इंद्रियों का शुक्रिया कर डिग्री थाम हाथों में. पंच इंद्रियों का शुक्रिया कर डिग्री थाम हाथों में. याद रख आत्मबोध का दीक्षांत अभी बाकी है. With gratitude towards five senses, receive degrees. Do never stop your self-actualization spree. लालसाओं के शहर में बसा सपनों का संसार है. लालसाओं के शहर में बसा सपनों का संसार है. इनकी साकार सार्थकता के मूल्य चुका पाओगे. World of dreams we find in the city of desires. Incalculable price their fulfillment requires. क्यों डरते हो? क्यों डरते हो राह के कांटों और पैरों के छालों से? क्यों डरते हो राह के कांटों और पैरों के छालों से? नहीं जरूरी कि राह में फूल ही बिछे हो. Why you fear the thorns and hurting of your feet? Can you sure in your way the flowers sweet? थमाई है शिक्षा की तलवार तुम्हारे हाथों में. थमाई है शिक्षा की तलवार तुम्हारे हाथों में. क्यों नहीं काट लेते पांवों की बेड़ियां तुम? You are bestowed with a sword of knowledge. Why don't you free yourself from every bondage? न खुलेंगे द्वार महफूज मंजिलों के. न खुलेंगे द्वार महफूज मंजिलों के. कर न थामी लगाम अपने अहम की. Destination is secured. Open the doors. Hold the rein of ego before it roars. तू तो आया था सीखने न्याय को कानून से थामने. तू तो आया था सीखने न्याय को कानून से थामने. देखना है जोर कितना श्वेत श्याम वर्दी में है. You join to learn immersing of law and justice. Let's see how merger of white and black brings peace. ए रब ए खुदा ए ईश्वर, ए रब ए खुदा ए ईश्वर, इस विश्वविद्यालय की संतानें देंगी सबूत तेरे होने का तेरी ही अदालत में. देंगी सबूत तेरे होने का तेरी ही अदालत में. O Almighty, the progeny of this education fort will prove your omnipresence in your court. And before concluding, I'll give you a slogan so that you can remove all obstacles from your path. बदल डालूं ये ज़माना चाहे खुद को मिटाना पड़े. बदल डालूं ये ज़माना चाहे खुद को मिटाना पड़े. सागर मंथन कर डालूं चाहे विष पी जाना पड़े. I'll change the whole world even if I sacrifice myself. I'll shake the ocean even if I drink the poison myself. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Honorable Mr. Justice Amjad A. Sayyed, Honorable Chancellor Sir, I have the honor to request your Lordship to declare the first convocation open.
I declare the convocation open.
Honorable Chancellor Sir, this convocation of the Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, has been called to confer the degrees upon the persons whose names have been approved by the Executive Council and the Governing Council for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws, honoris causa, and also the candidates who after respective examinations held for the purpose have been found eligible for receiving their respective degrees. Sir, may I have the honor to read the citations for those who have been found fit and proper persons by the Executive Council and the Governing Council to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa.
I invite the Honorable Vice Chancellor to read the citation for conferment of degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa
Let the citation be read.
I invite the Honorable Vice Chancellor to read the citation for conferment of degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa upon Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India.
Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant possesses exemplary records from a very young age, and his lordship earned the distinction of being appointed as the youngest Advocate General of Haryana. Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant has made immense contributions in the development of jurisprudence in varied legal domains in India. Through his judgments, his lordship has expounded the necessity of protecting and preserving the village commons, which, in his opinion, is an essential concomitant of Article 21 of the Constitution of India. As a judge, he is a believer of corrective justice and humane approach in the justice administration. His lordship has also developed the idea of emancipatory jurisprudence while keeping in mind the constitutional safeguards and mandates to correct the historical wrongs committed upon historically vulnerable communities. As a pioneer in transforming the rights of prison inmates, his lordship has often discussed the idea of break-up and weekend prison for protecting the rights of prison inmates and their social reintegration. He has also, through his judicial pronouncements, reiterated the idea of how the criminal justice system must not always aim at penalizing the accused, rather it should shift towards correctional and reformative jurisprudential imaginations. While recognizing the importance of victim rights, his lordship has adopted a compassionate approach to facilitate the noble cause of truth, justice, and reconciliation. In his lordship's words, handing out punishment is not the sole form of delivering justice. Societal method of applying laws, if it is all evenly, is always subject to lawful exceptions. The Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, is honored and privileged to present the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa for his lordship's contributions to the Indian legal system and transformative jurisprudence. I would like to announce, due to certain reasons, Honorable Lordship could not attend, and we are conferring this honoris causa degree in absentia.
The degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa be conferred on Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and former Chancellor of the University in absentia.
Now I invite the Honorable Vice Chancellor to read the citation for conferment of degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa upon Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and former Chancellor of the University.
His Lordship is a great scholar of human rights, law and technology, ancient Indian jurisprudence, and above all, the philosopher judge. During his tenure as a judge in Madras High Court, his Lordship exemplified transformative judicial acumen in his plethora of judgments. Through his hermeneutics opera, his lordship has expounded some of the soundest judgments on the questions with respect to cyberspace, intellectual property rights, and blockchain technology. His art of interpretation makes the complexity and technicality of law too simple to be grasped by any reasonable mind. His style of developing synthesis between ancient wisdom and modern technology makes him an exemplary judge and humble scholar who is interested in finding out the truth with curiosity and a sense of wonder. It may be said that future is a matter of concern for only those beings who have really taken the history seriously. Uncertainty is feared because certainty has not been explored yet. His Lordship, as a philosopher judge, is never hesitant to break the shackles of dogma through classical wisdom, whose omnipresence could be felt passionately than perceived in abstract logical conundrums. One statement is sufficient enough to exemplify his judicial craftsmanship. He writes in one of his judgments on cryptocurrency, any attempt to define what a virtual currency is, it appears, should follow the Vedic analysis of negation, namely neti neti. Himachal Pradesh National University Shimla is truly honored and privileged to present the degree of Doctorate of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa for his Lordship's contributions to the Indian legal system and the jurisprudence of the Honorable Apex Court.
The degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa be conferred on Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and former Chancellor of the University.
I invite Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and former Chancellor of the University to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa. I will request the Honorable Chancellor to confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophies of Law to Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and former Chancellor of the University. Now I invite the Honorable Vice Chancellor to read the citation for conferment of degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa upon Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, former Judge, Supreme Court of India.
His Lordship, as a Green Judge, headed the Green Bench of the High Court of Himachal Pradesh and delivered many remarkable judgments for the protection and preservation of environment. He has been a crusader for the rights of the disadvantaged and the marginalized people. His Lordship has oft-quoted and fearlessly lamented on the Indian justice dispensation system that favors a certain group of people. In his Lordship's words, our laws and our legal system are totally geared in favor of the rich and the powerful. If somebody who is rich and powerful is behind bars, then time and again he will approach the higher courts till he obtains an order that his trial should be expedited. This is done at the cost of the poor litigant whose trial gets further delayed because he cannot approach the highest court. As a human judge, his Lordship reiterated the need to uphold the rule of law, freedom and democracy, and emphasized to tackle the menace of arbitrariness, tyrannical and dictatorial tendencies. His Lordship has always preferred public good over personal interests and transformed the role of courts as a conscience keeper whose vibrant and active vigilance is required to safeguard the most cherished values of humanity. Power without responsibility corrupts itself and degrades every principle whose nourishment is required in a piecemeal manner. His Lordship has used his judicial authority with meticulous application while keeping in mind the larger interests of ecological safeguards, societal needs and aspirations, and the protection of human rights values. Greek philosopher Socrates rightly explicated the four noble characteristics of a judge. He hears courteously, answers wisely, considers soberly, decides impartially. Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta has successfully practiced these values in his wonderful journey of lawman. Himachal Pradesh National Law University Shimla is honored and privileged to present the degree of Doctorate of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa for his Lordship's contribution to the Indian legal system and the exposition's exemplary jurisprudence.
The degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa be conferred on Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, former Judge, Supreme Court of India.
I invite Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Laws honoris causa. I request the Honorable Chancellor to confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophies of Law honoris causa to Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. I invite the Honorable Vice Chancellor to read the citation for conferment of degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa upon Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmad Mir, former Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court and Founder Chancellor of Himachal Pradesh National Law University Shimla.
Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmad Mir appeared for Jammu and Kashmir Judicial Services Examination and secured the first position in 1992. Honorable Justice was appointed as permanent judge of Jammu and Kashmir High Court on 7th of July 2007. Under his Lordship's organizational leadership, the Himachal Pradesh National Law University Shimla was established in 2016. It was a remarkable step in the direction of excellence of legal education and access to legal education in the Queen of Hills. In his hermeneutical educatory leadership, he has delivered several remarkable judgments for the elimination of sufferings of poor and depressed classes of the society. Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of the Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmad Mir of the United States, wrote, "The judiciary has no influence over either the sword or the purse, no direction either of the strength or of the wealth of the society, and can take no active resolution whatever. It may truly be said to have neither force nor will, but merely judgment. The power of judgment emanated from the judiciary is the most underrated form of power, whose radiance could be visualized when it makes transformative changes in the lives of people. Your Lordship, through his judgment, has made it possible to realize the unrealizable, to fathom the unfathomable, and achieve the unachievable. Himachal Pradesh National Law University is honored and privileged to present the degree of Doctorate of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa for his Lordship's contribution to the Indian legal system and academia and to the university.
The degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa be conferred on Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmad Mir, former Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court and Founder Chancellor, HPNLU University, Shimla.
I invite Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmad Mir, former Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court and Founder Chancellor of HPNLU Shimla, to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa. I request the Honorable Chancellor to confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Laws honoris causa to Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmed Mir, former Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court and founder Chancellor, HPNLU Shimla.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Laws honoris causa on you and authorize you to wear the costumes and insignia thereof.
Now I invite the Registrar to request the Honorable Chancellor for permission to present the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy of Law, Master of Laws, BA LLB Honours and BBA LLB Honours degree to administer oath.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, may I have the honor to bring before you the candidates who have been qualified for the award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Laws, and Bachelor of Laws honor. Let the candidates for the degree stand forward. Honorable Chancellor, sir, please administer oath to the candidates.
Do you sincerely promise and declare that, if admitted to the degree for which you are candidates and for which you have been recommended, you will, in your professional as well as personal life and conversation, conduct yourself as befits members of this university, that you will, to the utmost of your capacity and opportunity, support the cause of justice, fairness, and peace, and that you will uphold and advance the social order, constitutionality, establish and well-being of all human beings everywhere, and rule of law within the country and outside. Let the candidates be now presented.
All the candidates are requested to be seated first. I invite the Registrar to present to the Honorable Chancellor the candidate receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Law, PhD.
Sir, I have the honor to present to you the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, who has been found qualified for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, to which I pray he may be admitted. Candidate receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in Law, please stand forward.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Law in the university and authorize you to wear the approved costumes and insignia thereof.
I call upon Mr. Vinit Kumar Sharma to receive his degree of Doctor of Philosophy of Law from the Honorable Chancellor.
I invite the registrar to announce the names of the candidates for the award of medals.
May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, and Visitor Himachal Pradesh National Law University Shimla to kindly award the medals. I call upon Ms. Ruby Yadav, LLM Batch 2017, to receive Vice Chancellor Gold Medal, being overall topper in LLM program 2017. I call upon Ms. Varshika Sharma, LLM Batch 2019, to receive Vice Chancellor Gold Medal, being overall topper in LLM program 2019. I call upon Ms. Anushka Krani, LLM Batch 2020, to receive Vice Chancellor Gold Medal, being overall topper in LLM program 2020. I call upon Ms. Nikhil Jambal, BA LLB Batch 2016, to receive Vice Chancellor Gold Medal, being overall topper in BA program. And Dr. Ashok Gold Medal, being overall topper female student for BA LLB program. And Shan Chundar Gold Medal, being overall topper in BA LLB program 2016. I call upon Ms. Pranjal Sharma, BLLB Batch 2016, to receive Chancellor Gold Medal, being topper among the Himachal Pradesh domiciled students BLLB course, and Honorable Mr. Justice Dhanapal Gold Medal, being exemplary academic performance in constitutional law in 5-year integrated program, and Chancellor Fellowship Prize rupees 10,000, being topper in 5-year of law candidates Himachal Pradesh BLLB program 2016. I call upon Ms. Priyanka Thakur, BA LLB Batch 2017, to receive Chancellor Gold Medal, being topper among Himachal Pradesh domiciled students, and Chancellor Fellowship Prize of rupees 10,000, being topper in 5-year program candidate from Himachal Pradesh, and Vice Chancellor Gold Medal, being overall topper in BA LLB program. And Honorable Mr. Justice Dhanapal Gold Medal, being exactly academic performance in constitutional law in 5-year integrated program. And Ashutosh Gold Medal, being overall topper female student from BA LLB course. And Shri Shyam Sundar Gold Memorial Gold Medal, being overall topper undergraduate course BA LLB program 2017. Now I call upon Ms. Mansi Sharma, BA LLB 2017, receive KK Luthra Memorial Gold Medal in Criminal Law, being subject topper in Criminal Law in BA LLB program 2017.
I invite the registrar to present to the Honorable Chancellor the candidates receiving the degree of Master of Laws, LLM in person as well as in absentia.
Sir, I have honor to present to you the candidates for degree of Master of Laws, whose names are set out in the list. They have been found qualified for degree of Master of Laws, LLM, to which I pray they may be admitted. The candidates taking the degree of Master of Laws in person, please stand forward.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, I admit you, as also the candidates in absentia, to the degree of Master of Laws in this university and authorize you to wear the approved costumes and insignia thereof.
I invite Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to confer the degree of Master of Laws.
This is LLM batch 2017. Sahil Malhotra. Sachin Hitkari. Karan Sagwan. Nishant Singh Rawal. Mohammad Adil Ansari. Neeraj Kumar. Lovish Minocha. Sauran Srishti Moore. Ruby Yadav. Kirandeep Kaur. Bharat Barwadia. Mehreen Manzoor. LLM batch 2018. Priyanka Yadav. Sakshi Abhay Patel. Vaishali Singh. Pratima Banerjee. Apeksha Singh. निधि अग्निहोत्री. संस्कृति राणा. Vanita Sharma. Anmol Pania. Apurv Gaur.
Now I request Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to kindly take his seat. I invite Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, to confer the degrees of Master of Laws to the batch of 2019 and 2020.
Garvita Shande. Varshika Sharma. Prakhar Anand Thukral. Aditi Singh. Kawach Kashyap. Rupali Gupta. Afreen Kaushal. Avinav Srivastava. Piyush Mishra. Mahima Prajapati. Anushka Ukrani. Anmol Deep Kaur. Shailav Luthra. Manish Singh. Simran Kaur Alwalia. Avinash Kaur. Tarun Singh. प्राची वर्मा, दीपक शर्मा, नीरज चौहान, मानसी मनकोटिया, अंबर चौरासिया, निकिता यादव, शिवांजलि, हिमांशु आनंद, साहिल राव, कार्तिक यादव, प्रशांत बिष्ट, प्रणव जैन, अभिनव शुक्ला, गणेश बरवालिया, सुमित कुमार, नेहा सिंह, सोफिया हबीब, गौरव कुमार मेघवाल, अखिलेश मिश्रा, मानसी तिवारी, अमन सक्सेना, गौहर अमीन, अश्विन जोसफ, Jennifer Jones. Piyush Arya. Reshav Rathod. Tonish Singh. Sonal. Sukanya Singh.
I request Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, to kindly take the seat. I invite the Registrar to present to the Honorable Chancellor the candidates receiving the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Business Administration and Laws in person as well as in absentia.
Sir, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, whose names are set out in the list. They have been found qualified for Bachelor of Laws Honours, to which I pray they may be admitted. The candidates receiving the degree of BA, BP, LLB Honours in person, please stand forward.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, I admit you, as also the candidates in absentia, to the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours in this university and authorize you to wear the approved costumes and insignia thereof.
I invite Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmed Mir, former Chief Justice, High Court of Himachal Pradesh and Founder Chancellor HPNLU Shimla to confer the degrees of BA LLB.
This is 2016 batch. Abhishek Mishra. Amish Mukesh Bansal. Anirudh Sharma. Aradhya Sood. Avida Bhardwaj. Aviral Pandit. Bhanvi Negi. Dev Ranjan Singh. Dishti Yadav. Hamendra Singh. Kaushal Sharma. Shri Krishna Chaudhary. Kunal Mathur. Kush Goel. Malvika Gupta. Nikhat Jamal. Nishant Goel. Pranjal Sharma. Prateek Udawat. Pravina Rijvi. Priya Sharma. Rishabh Joshi. Rishabh Vadera. Shradul Thakur. Shashank Tiwari. Shivam Singh Baghel. Shivam Vishisht. Shreem Vajpayee. Shwet Panta. Siddharth Malik. Sonal Kushwaha. Somnath Das. सुनंदनी शर्मा, सूर्यदेव सिंह भंडारी, वसुंधरा कैंथला, यजुर ठाकुर, प्रिया शर्मा, मनवीन सचदेवा, रेशम छाबड़ा, अंकिता शर्मा,
I request Honorable Mr. Justice Mansoor Ahmed Mir, former Chief Justice, High Court of Himachal Pradesh and Founder Chancellor, HPNLU Shimla, to kindly take his seat. Now I invite Honorable Chancellor to confer the degree of BA LLB and BBA LLB to the batch of 2017.
शिवा नमन, वैशाली पंच, अखिल कुमार गुप्ता, इशिता जैन, सक्षम शर्मा, रोहित कटारा, अभिषेक जायसवाल, ऋषभ कुमार, नीतीश सिंह सोलंकी, अनुज गोयल, देवेंद्र दिलू, आकाश चौधरी, आदित्य द्विवेदी, शाश्वत श्रीवास्तव, जतिन पटेल, दुष्यंत प्रताप सिंह, मानुषी, अर्जुन जैन, मोलश्री पारी, अधर गुप्ता, कृतिका कटोच, प्रियंका ठाकुर, विश्वजीत सिंह, करण छापोला, चंद्रमोहन आशीष, विजुअल फिस्ट, आस्था सिंह, जीतराम चौधरी, भाव्या सैनी, क्रिस्टिन सलीम, मनजोत सिंह, सोनाली गहलोत, रिया सहरन, प्रिया सिंह, अमित लवानिया, ऋतिक द्विवेदी, राजेंद्र चौधरी, आना शर्मा, चक्षु पुरोहित, Sohan Samar. Shikhar Bhardwaj. Shivani Soni. Shubham Mathur. Shitanshu Siklani. Yogeshwar Purohit. Udit Raj. Shekhar Yadav. Sunidhi Verma. Akhil Sani. Naveen Sihab. Shreya Mishra. Yukang Goyal. Vikram Nagpal. Shubham Saurabh. Abhinav Anand. Nikita Sharma. Nischay Dutt. Parul Patel. Muskan Kapoor. Vaibhav Kapoor. Megha Shukla. Kanav Sood. Rohan Tandon. Bansi Sharma. Rahul. Akshit Trivedi. Mahesh Chauhan. Prateek Sharma. Mike Khatri. Anushka Yadav. Prashant Bhardwaj. Pushparaj. Sanyam Bhardwaj. Abhinav Nata. Yashasvi Lohia. Harish Khan. Raman Ravi Verma.
I request Honorable Chancellor to kindly take his seat. Now I request the Registrar to place the record of the degrees that have been awarded before the Honorable Chancellor for signature. I request Vice Chancellor to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and visitor of the university to deliver the convocation address.
Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, sir, I have the honor to request you to deliver the convocation address. Thank you.
Congratulations to dear students. Esteemed brothers, Mr. Justice Deepak Gupta, Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Justice Masood Ahmed Mir, the Chancellor and Chief Justice A. Saeed, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Nishita Jaswal, distinguished members of the faculty, and others present. Namaste and a very good afternoon. It is a pleasure to be present here at the first convocation of the Himachal Pradesh National Law University amidst the scenic hills of Shimla and Kutri. We have all been students, and if I may say, once you join the legal profession, as an advocate or as a judge, the study of law becomes a way of life. Having said so, I would not like to walk you through my journey in the profession, as each journey has its own pace and direction, which is different and depends upon circumstances. Invariably, we digress into the rabble of self-praise, a trait and a problem in many of us. It is said, much of someone's real character lies in what they don't say about themselves. It has been almost 4 decades since I was a student in a school or a college. Some things, however, do not change with the passage of time. I am sure you dislike and loathe being subjected to sermons and preachment. I admit we were no different. Again, I would acknowledge that, like you, we did not like being subjected to long, verbose lectures. I promise not to be long in my address, but on aspects of sermons, I pray for some indulgence, for I have aged, and being a judge for last 17 years, it is a habit which is very difficult to give up. At the same time, I must acknowledge that there is a lot which has changed with time. Last 30 years have been remarkable. We have witnessed a paradigm shift in the outlook of the youth. We lived in a state that was survival driven. There was a sense of acceptance and despondency when it came to bringing about change in the society and the quality of governance. The present generation's inclination to make difference is palpable and inspiring. While we were status quoists and underconfident, worried about the consequences, the present generation looks forward to taking risks, sees challenges as opportunities, and you are confident and possess the belief that it can bring about the change. You are the future. Given the occasion that you are graduating today and entering upon the world filled with endless possibilities, let me take a moment and talk about the role of education in one's life. It was Albert Einstein who had once said, education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. While this may seem confusing, these words ring a true picture because once we leave the college, we often forget the classroom lectures. If you ask me about the lectures on law which I attended all those years ago, you may find me without an answer. But if you ask me what I had learned during my school, I might not stop speaking. What remains with us is not what we have learned in the classrooms, what we have learned and imbibed on lessons of life by interaction with our teachers and fellow students. As Tara Westwood, in her book Educated, has said, education is not so much about making a living as about making a person. Education prepares us for the way of life in the real world. Dear students, today marks a big day in your lives. It marks the end of your theoretical part of your academic journey, which enables you to set foot on the competitive and real-world challenges of the legal profession. What does it mean being a good legal professional or a lawyer? Chief Justice Marshall had equated it with legal ethics, and I quote, "The fundamental aim of legal ethics is to maintain the honor and dignity of the law profession, to secure a spirit of friendly cooperation between the bar and the bench in the promotion of higher standards of justice, to enable honorable and fair dealings of the counsel with his client, opponent, and witness, to establish a spirit of brotherhood with the bar itself, and to secure that the lawyers discharge their responsibilities to the community generally." I would emphasize on this. This perhaps a paragraph of quote summarizes what a good lawyer should be. Look at the words. Honor and dignity of the legal profession. Spirit of friendly cooperation between the bar and the bench. promotion of higher standards of justice, honorable and fair dealings of the counsel with his clients and not restricted to his clients, opponent, and witnesses, spirit of brotherhood with the bar itself, and to secure the lawyer's discharge. Lastly, responsibilities of the community justice. While this is true, there is much more than this to being a lawyer. Perhaps this court does not truly reflect the role of the advocate or legal profession as a participant and your indispensable role in the judiciary as a part and parcel of the system of governance. Once you enter the profession, you also enter into the judiciary. Advocates are equal participants with the judges and part and parcel of the third organ of the government, the judiciary. In the constitutional scheme, as a spokesperson of the litigants, be it the citizens or the government, you enable the judiciary to function and perform a constitutional role. You give shape and meaning to the rights in law, put flesh and blood in what otherwise would be paper or a theoretical line of duties. Judges, though authors of the judgment, it is often said, shine in reflected glory. Without advocates, the judicial system as it exists in India today would crumble, and the third wing of the state, and that is the judiciary, would be unable to perform our constitutional duty. Thus, law offers you an opportunity as advocates, and Geoffrey Robertson, the English barrister, has certainly put, justice is a great game precisely because it provides the opportunity of winning against the most powerful and against the state. Legislature consists of elected representatives. In order to become a member of the legislature, you have to contest elections, and to win, you must have support of the voters. It takes years, sometimes 20, 30 years in politics before you get elected. To be a member of the non-elected bureaucracy, you have to appear in the competitive examinations. Not only the competition is tough, it takes years of experience, hard work, and learning before you get involved with the decision and policy making. In comparison, it is far easier to become an advocate and be a participant in the third wing of the government, that is the judiciary. There are about 1,700 law colleges, and about 1 lakh advocates get enrolled with the state bar councils each year. There are about 15 lakh advocates enrolled in different state bar councils. In comparison, there are only about 2,85,000 chartered accountants enrolled with the Chartered Accountant Institute. About 1,25,000 members, chartered accountants, are full-time practicing advocates. This probably indicates the convenient process of becoming an advocate in India. However, do not get disappointed or presume there is intense competition. For the figures of the pending litigation, in fact, justifies a need for even more advocates. As of September 2021, over 4.5 crore cases were pending across all over India. Of these, 87.6% cases were pending in the district courts, and about 12.3% cases were pending in the high courts. The pendency in the Supreme Court is comparatively low, about 9,000 cases. But what is more disturbing is that 45 lakh cases have been pending before the district courts and the high courts for over 10 years. Between 2010 and 2020, pendency across all courts grew annually by 2.8%. These figures do not include the pendency before the tribunals. If we add those figures, the pendency levels will even go up. We not only require additional advocates to argue these matters, but we require advocates to don the role of judges and members of the tribunal. Thus, there is a huge opportunity before you. Let's not also forget that easier access to justice, better knowledge of the rights, is bound to show its effect and impact in the fresh filing of cases. These are bound to increase. In 2022, the median age in India is 28 years. Our demographic dividend will gives an opportunity to the legal profession to move ahead and sure that we can tackle the challenges of pendency. But this requires and means that you owe a great responsibility. And now I'll focus slightly on the question of responsibilities of the lawyers, what it means becoming a good lawyer. The journey of a lawyer is a long, arduous, and one of continuous improvement, where you address different kind of challenges on daily basis. This makes the journey satisfying and enjoyable as you confront obstacles, countenance failures, and savor success. Small step-by-step improvements are far better than taking long strides. Time spent in summer or impede and hamper betterment and development. Our ancient texts have wisely initiated. Na dhanya bina Lakshmi, na shaurya bina Vijay, na danya bina moksha, na ganya bina yasha. There are no riches without patience and perseverance. There is no victory without courage. There is no salvation without charitable work. And there is no glory without learning. This reminds me of certain adages which we were asked to imbibe and follow during our school days. These are very simple rules of life which have helped all of us who were in the school at that time. The first adage was never to measure the height of the mountain till you reach the top. Then you'll see how low it was. Similar thoughts flow from the words attributed to William Blake. Great things are done when men and mountains meet. However, we should make it gender neutral as you read it when women or men and mountains meet. These simple words carry a great meaning. The second simple and extremely relevant thought is there's always room at the top, meaning thereby do not be wary of competition, be it your colleagues, be it your seniors, for they should motivate and inspire you and should not make you envious or dishearten you. Further, there is always scope to improve and get better. Competition with oneself is required and not with others. Add to this, I'll quote from what Mahatma Gandhi had said, means may be likened to a seed, the end to a tree. And there is just the same inviolable connection between the means and the end as there is between the seed and the tree. And because all of us will meet certain situations where we will say that bad luck or luck is not with us. I like to quote the words of Coleman Cox, which are compelling. I'm a great believer in luck. The harder I work, the more of it I seem to have. One area where I feel all of us must imbibe is awareness to judge yourself. This is one area which I've often discussed with my children, that till you are able to self-judge yourself, there will not be any improvement. Some days back, I was talking to Justice Balasubramaniam and I spoke about what our principal had said about a school in Europe, where each student in the evening would write his own report card about what he did during the daytime. Nobody could see that report card. But our school principal did not adopt that said procedure here in our school. And the reason given by him was, unless you are able to make honest and fair judgment, objective judgment about yourself, do not adopt that principle. Do not adopt that report card principle. So unless we are able to self-judge ourselves, and that requires self-discipline, objectivity and fairness, we will not be able to progress and move on in the profession. Well, art of advocacy, we all know, requires us to be good orators. Often oratory is portrayed as the most important aspect of advocacy. Abraham Lincoln, in one of his law lectures, had emphasized on the need to practice and cultivate the skill of speaking, as if it is a lawyer's avenue to the public. But he also adds that excessive reliance on speech making can be fatal error for a young lawyer. and hence the power of oratory cannot be used as an excuse oneself from the drudgery and hard work required in law. These words of wisdom should caution us. Many younger lawyers overemphasize sharp oratory skills. Flamboyance, verbosity, and histrionics are unnecessary, should be avoided as an orator then deviates from the core issues. Judges can perceive disparity and poignancy as an attempt to divert or indicative of a weak case. There is need to stick to the record to be precise and clear. Nani Palkiwala had coined the phrase Churchill's art of persuasion, which means that for something to be convincing, it must at the first place be simple. A well-trained legal mind will not make arguments that are verbose and diffused. Arguments addressed should make the judge receptive to your pleas. Besides simplicity and clarity, the judges greatly value brevity. The court take note of the time taken by advocate in making his submissions. A concise and appointed submission is capable of holding attention, of being understood, well, and can result in immediate acceptance by the judge if it merits acceptance. Advocacy also requires deference and following of court etiquettes, which means the lawyer must persuade and assert without being aggressive. He or she must be confident and assertive, but at no point must the difference between assertion and aggression be lost sight of. In times to come, greater emphasis would be on domain and subject matter skills. Therefore, young lawyers who have time at their disposal must work on their legal knowledge. With passage of time, lawyers who are strong on principles of law on the subject in question would be the ones who will be doing well. Unfortunately, youngsters who step out of the school of law feel perturbed and becomes underconfident when they become cognizant of the difference between the contents of the textbooks that they studied as students and the knowledge they would require as practicing professionals. Though one must acknowledge there is a wide gap between what is taught and tested in colleges and the knowledge and legal skills actually required and applied in actual practice, this is not an unsurmountable hurdle. This can be addressed by sharp young minds who are quick to grasp that this requires self-study and observing other professionals. Knowledge of procedural laws cannot be understated. It is critical for youngsters to develop understanding of legal procedures with key principles in a wholesome manner. To all of you, I'll suggest if you can get hold of instructions to the Civil Courts Part 4, Volume 1 of the High Court Rules and Orders, and instructions to Criminal Court Part 5 of Volume 3 of the High Court Rules and Orders. These, though little, I'd say they may not be fully up to date, but they provide in very simple words, simple manner, what is the procedure both in civil and criminal law. Interestingly, for the daily judiciary, we have question papers solely based upon these procedural rules, not on the basis of the CPC and CRPC. So those who want to actually go into practice and want to learn about the procedural laws, both these volumes relating to instructions to civil courts and instructions to criminal courts, which are available very easily in the market, should be studied and gone through. C.K. Daftari, in his advice to a young lawyer, had stated that it is better to spend more time thinking about a case than merely reading it. It is always wise that in a matter 2 or 3 arguments in addition to your main argument should be kept in readiness. Sometimes the argument that you consider is the strongest may not appeal to the judge. Rather, the judge may be better convinced by other arguments. It is like keeping multiple arrows in your quiver. When one does not reach the target, other arrow may reach the target. Now I am going to highlight 2 or 3 problem areas, and I hope you are the ones who can bring changes as far as that is concerned. One obviously is the high cost of litigation. This means, in fact, it is reflective of the fact that there is a dearth of good lawyers, and that is the area where if you have subject matter and domain skills, you should be able to reach and get into that field by offering better services at a far more reasonable cost. The second aspect, which unfortunately has not taken or been given due attention but much must be considered, is the desire to make misrepresentation or concealment of facts. This often affects the strength of the client's case, and at the same time, the task of the court becomes difficult and takes time to ascertain the true facts. I would attribute this to the prevalent impression that no case would succeed unless some padding is introduced in the facts or the evidence supporting them. This is often justified on the ground that law requires a particular mode of proof to establish certain facts, which compels the litigant to resort to falsehood or concealment in order to meet the requirements of procedure. It is assumed that introduction of falsehood would create greater plausibility to evidence rather than sticking to the truth. These assumptions are not only morally and ethically wrong, but do not work and go against the client's interest. Deception, falsehood coupled with non-preparedness, whether factual or in law, results in delay and adjournments, amendment of pleadings, and also prevents the first court, that is, the trial court, from deciding the issue properly and effectively. While no one will accept that on no occasion finding of fact may be different from the reality of the matter, in most cases the factual findings recorded by the court will conform to the reality. Any incongruity between the true facts and findings of the court is an affront on the confidence that the people place in the justice delivery system and on the profession. This requires the legal fraternity to ensure that such aberrations and wrongs are reduced to zero. The practice in other countries, which indicates a strong legal action against perjury, would lead to truthful statement of facts in the court. Perhaps in future we would have to see in the courts in India treating perjury as a serious offence which calls for punishment. Having given you my thoughts on what means being a good lawyer, what are the problem areas which we are facing today, I'd like to now refer to some of the emerging areas which are in the law, which we unfortunately so often do not properly analyze and think about. One is the synergy and interplay between technology and science and law. If one is aware, we have now number of evidences which we call electronic evidence. This is correlation between the technology and law. But there are other fields in which technology and science is interacting with law, be it forensic evidence, be it crime investigation, fraud detection, data mining. Besides that, we have also learned now of the interplay between the privacy and technology. Coupled with it, we are hearing about artificial intelligence and its role in adjudication. Technology and law has also its scope, therefore, has connection with law in the form of data collection. Today, all your policies and decision making is based upon data. And this data, analysis of that data is unfortunately sometimes done on the basis of human prejudices. So that is one area where the legal professionals' help is required, because we are trained to be neutral, to be objective and fair. How do we analyze data as far as court decisions are concerned, as far as court pronouncements are concerned? How do we analyze data as far as gender equality, environmental issues, and other issues are concerned? This is one area which will grow in future. The second area where we perhaps have not fully understood where we have not fully appreciated the impact would be the area of legal aid and mediation and conciliation. By legal aid, I do not mean providing free legal aid or pro bono legal aid to the people who require it. By legal aid, I mean that the advocates should be able to provide advice at the doorsteps of the litigants. Law, we understand, is all pervasive. It affects us day in, day out. When your neighbor constructs a building which is unauthorized, there is infringement of law. When you require your premises to be taken on rent, or you require to take a premises on rent, you have to go to a lawyer to get the documentation done. Unfortunately, the law as legal profession as today stands, there is a spirit of avoidance. People do not want to go to a lawyer for advice. There is a fear in the mind of the litigant or the citizens. This has to be checked. We have to make the process of going to a lawyer, access to a lawyer, very convenient and easy. This can happen if we can give the confidence to the citizens that approaching a lawyer does not mean that you are going to be subjected to certain kind of exorbitant payments, or the advice may be tainted or wrong. The other area where I've seen is, unfortunately, mediation conciliation is always judge-driven in the courts in the country. We are the ones who push the parties to mediation and conciliation. This should change. It is for the lawyer, the mediation and conciliation has to be lawyer-driven, advocate-driven. And therefore, there is need for us, for the lawyers to understand that it's far easier for you to help the litigant fight out the litigation in the shortest possible time, get your payment also if you go for mediation and conciliation. There's a difference in mindset which is required for the lawyers. Because a lawyer's mindset, if he's going to be argumentative, he's going to be court-friendly, it's not going to work in future. What you have to develop, your mindset you have to develop is, how do I make the litigant go in for easy, simple compromises which will satisfy the needs and requirements of the lawyers. The last area where perhaps there is huge development which is taking place is in the regulatory field. We now have virtually in the open and liberal economy, a lot of regulatory setups have come in, be it environment, electricity, competition commission, share market, banking, etc. These are fields which are wide open. Unfortunately, these fields again are not fully tapped by the lawyers. There is no proper education being given to the lawyers to how to enter that field. So these are the three or four areas which the youngsters can always get into and make good and very successfully achieve success, because there is not much of knowledge. There's senior advocates normally find it difficult to shift from their core field to different new fields. But what is required from all of you is your spirit of change, spirit of confidence which you have, to be able to deal with the problems which are there in the judicial system, to be able to tackle them. To conclude, I am reminded of what Charles Dickens said once. If there were no bad people, there would be no good lawyers. I disagree. It is time to tell and proclaim that good people are capable and become good lawyers. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Lordship. I invite Vice Chancellor to request the Honorable Chancellor to declare the resolution of the convocation.
Honorable Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, sir, I have the honor to request you to declare the resolution of the convocation.
I declare the convocation dissolved.
I request the dignitaries, candidates, and all the invitees to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा
चञ्चल जलधितरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Invitees and members present in the hall are requested to keep standing till the academic procession leaves the convocation hall. Thank you. Those students who have any issue regarding the degree, gold medal, they may contact the COE office, Controller of Examination Office.